Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, May 23, 2022. The moon spends the day in your sector of habits and routines, kindling a real need to set things straight. Things left unfinished or cluttered can appear glaring to you now. As well, your desire to work, perform, serve, and otherwise make yourself useful comes to the fore. Intelligent, curious Mercury begins its transit of your communications sector today, sharpening and enhancing your ability to process information quickly and effectively. You are likely to be quite busy during this cycle, coming up with new ideas, making contact with others, and learning an assortment of new things. You thoroughly enjoy both taking in information and relaying it. There can be times when you feel too busy, or perhaps a little wired or fidgety, to truly relax. However, if you avoid mental strain or stress, you'll reap the rewards of this cycle of information gathering and improved connections. Savvy Mercury will join Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces today, bringing clarity and momentum to your mobile third house of communication, thought process, and immediate surroundings, but rest assured, this has nothing to do with looking at things from a logical standpoint. Despite whether you're single or taken, today's astroweather is encouraging you to tap into your intuition and trust your inner knowing. The moon will also be in detail-oriented Aquarius, which contradicts the point of trusting your intuition, so it's an opportunity for you to strike a balance between your logical and intuitive mind. Love isn't just about relying on the facts. Do what feels right. Over the last few weeks, mental Mercury in Aquarius encouraged you to think about unique ways to make and budget your money. You could have some ideas left over from this transit that can be pitched while Mercury is in Pisces. If you want to ask for a raise, seek out new opportunities at work, or coordinate with a financial advisor, then now is the time to do it. Fantastical Mercury has a positive tone, instilling your conversations with a sense of hope. You may find that it is even easier to connect with your colleagues during this transit too. Nearly 2 months after first returning to your income sector, Mercury finally leaves today. However, not before leaving you with a smart head for money and the means to keep your head in the game just as you move into the most potentially lucrative weeks of the year. Mercury is the planet that has helped to set things up with Venus and Mars, the planets of money and drive, taking it from here. Use this time to renew contacts with your family. They will be pleased, and you might even be able to resolve old conflicts, as a mediator or by taking the first step to clear matters up. The constellation is favorable for burying the hatchet once and for all. Stand up to that authority figure or higher up who's being super stubborn. You know you're in the right, and you have the facts and figures to prove it. Put those debating skills to good use. In touch with your emotions, you are fortunate to be so clear about your feelings, which helps you decide exactly what to do. Whether you are looking for casual dates or interested in starting a more serious relationship, you make the right choice. Start planning how best to pursue your own happiness. You are no stranger to change, but it may take some reining in of your personal power in order to direct your ability to change constructively. Imagine you are both your own father and your own mother, depending on your age. This will be easier or harder to do, and create your boundaries, including your actions and language, your limits in relationships and your requirements on the job. You are also in charge of nurturing yourself with the food, the rest, the exercise, the affection you need to survive. Don't forget to give yourself a lot of positive reinforcement. Being able to recognize when something isn't working, and when it's best to step back, is a sign of professionalism and maturity. If there is a situation in your life like this, you can expect it to be more prominent for you on this day. This essence encourages knowing when to quit and wrapping things up. Be sure that you realize that by respecting your own boundaries, you're a stronger person, not weaker. Be honest with yourself and with those whom you deal with. It might be the weekend, but the stars have aligned on the income and job fronts, and in a way that is giving the other an additional boost. Just having the moon in your income sector during the sun's first and Mercury's last full day in your work sector is advantage enough, but there is already a lot of history between the two. With Mercury already in retrograde motion in your work sector and Saturn just 2 weeks away from turning retrograde in your income sector, the moon is tapping into where the money is and to the new and old doors open on the job front. In between the sun's departure from your romantic sector yesterday and Mercury's return tomorrow, there is not only a chance to pause but to look to the future. With Mercury retrograding back in tomorrow, this will put a lot more focus on the past as you prepare for Venus, the planet of love's return next week and the start of the most romantically charged weeks of 2022. Our eyes in the sky. The Pisces moon links up with wild card Uranus this morning, which can start the day with a jolt of energy. Your emotions might not be the most predictable right now, so take some time to do a grounding meditation or stretch before you continue with the day. Luckily, the energy here doesn't meet with much conflict, so any surprises that land in your lap are likely to be good ones. Unfortunately, we begin to see some cosmic conflict as the morning continues to unfold. Aspects could make us feel as though our emotions are being repressed, and staying on top of your typical routine could prove to be difficult. If you're having difficulty with time management, remember to be gentle and patient with both yourself and others. You might also find that people are more standoffish now, but it's important that you not take this personally. It likely has nothing to do with you. Watch out for emotional spending right now as well, and don't blow your budget if you find yourself perusing your favorite retail websites. Luckily, the energy is much more easygoing as evening rolls in. You have an opportunity to relax and release any stress or tension that occurred during the day. In the morning, the Pisces moon sextiles Jupiter in Pisces, an influence of harmony and good cheer. Our chief need is to experience comfort and to comfort others, making this an ideal time to gather with friends. We can additionally smooth over conflicts with coworkers and bosses, as long as we are not on deadlines that require us to move very fast. In money or relationships, we may be on the receiving end of a lucky break. This inspires us to give back, offering others a helping hand or lending support to a charitable project. Creative and spiritual activities, as well as getting out into nature, are also encouraged now. Later in the morning, the moon sextiles the Pisces sun, continuing the day's good vibes. All seems right with the world. The stars are aligned. Everything is working in our favor. Matters fall into place with less resistance. In fact, this is the message of this transit. We achieve more when we get out of our own way and let the universe do its thing. Friendships act as confidence boosters, facilitating this low-pressure energy. Loved ones support us for showing up and striving to be our most open-hearted, compassionate, and creative selves. This influence engenders intimacy, helping us to feel safe expressing our unorthodox opinions, unpopular beliefs, or rebellious inclinations with those who stimulate us intellectually and romantically. Venus in Gemini enjoys variety and diversity, and the people we connect with now won't be scared away by our weirdness, those qualities we tend to hold back or hide from public view due to our fear of censure. Subsequently, we feel gratified that we can be our truest selves. This is an ideal transit for parties or social gatherings, meetings of the mind that result in meetings of the heart.